Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for. I'm sorry. This is funny shit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Handle That Podcast. I stumbled across this video of DJ Envy and his wife. They had an interview in the Shade Room. I'm pretty sure thousands of people have watched it. A couple hundred people have given their opinion, so I'm gonna give mine as well. I stumbled across this. I said, what am I, from New York? I stumbled across this video, son. What you talking about? So I stumbled across this video, right? It's aggressive. They're pretty much talking about their relationship, their marriage, their sex life, stuff like that. They've been in multiple interviews for a while, pretty much talking about the same thing. I guess when you're in radio, you can do stuff like that. You get paid to pretty much talk about the same things over and over again, so I guess it's kind of natural. One thing that really stuck out is when they started to talk about the sex aspect of their relationship.
So I would see him trying and really going to work. And I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it. But once you start, how do you stop?
Me personally, I honestly feel that some things, if not most things, between you and the person you are with intimately, definitely need to stay in the bedroom. The world doesn't need to know about your sexual prowess, your sexual inadequacies, your sexual desires, and all of that stuff. What you like behind closed doors needs to stay there, right? So, DJ Envy's wife, Gia, how do you say her name? Gia? I don't know. She mentioned that for about 10 years, she was pretty much faking her orgasms with him. And he went on, the Breakfast Club and talked about it and said, well, I didn't know what I was doing. And she admitted in the interview in the Shade Room, she didn't really know what she was doing either. So it's pretty much you got two inexperienced people trying to figure things out. That's normal. That's natural. We've all been there. You've been there. I know I have. Shit, boy, look here, boy. I got some embarrassing sex stories I will never get into. If you don't know me personally, you can just go ahead and dead that. So you have two inexperienced people trying to figure things out. That's normal. What isn't normal is the fact that they're so open with, well, at least one of them is so open, because from looking at it, I don't think that DJ Envy was very comfortable talking about that stuff. I pay attention to stuff like facial movements, breathing patterns, body language. I pay attention to stuff like that. And his was one of, I'm going to answer these questions, but I really want to get this fucking interview over with real quick. When you're in a situation to where the person you're with is so open and willing to tell the world about your, for sake of this argument, sexual inadequacies. I'm going to just give you from a man's perspective, right? Right? Pleasing a woman from a man's perspective, it means a lot to us, right? If you're a guy and you can't get the job done, like, a lot of dudes take pride in that shit, right? You got some dudes that's like, hey, I got mine, you better get yours. You got some dudes that are like, man, listen, I'm not finishing until my gal finish. I'm not doing this shit until she finish. And then you have these rare individuals who are like, who understand their partner, right? They understand their partner so well to where it's not a matter of, oh, I need to get mine and then I'll get hers, or then she need to get hers, then I need to get mine. It's not a matter of any of that. It's just they have this nice little bond that they've created over X amount of years, months, whatever, to where they completely understand each other. You see what I'm saying? Either way, no matter which one you are, why are you so comfortable telling people about your sexual indiscretions? Why? I will never understand that shit. And it's like, you look at this dude's face and he's like, God damn it, I wish you would stop talking about this shit. And I found it funny because I used to watch a lot of Kwame Brown. Like, when I was driving over the road damn near all of 2021, I would wake up early in the morning, like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and Kwame Brown, the ex-basketball player, he kind of had he blew up on YouTube around that time, and I would listen to his podcast a lot in the morning times, and he would always talk shit about, you know, I wouldn't say always, but he would often dig into DJ Envy, and he would clown him for saying things like, oh, his wife got him on a leash, and he's still on this apology tour and stuff like that. Which, when you do interviews like this, it kind of gives what cats like, you know, Kwame Brown say some truth. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, bruh, we get it. You guys had a rocky marriage. You guys are, you know, still working through it. You cheated on your wife. It is what it is. Moving on. We're moving on from this thing, right? Now, granted, you can't put a time limit on stuff like that, apparently. But we're moving on from shit like this. We don't need to keep hearing about pretty much the same thing over and over again. So, I mean, like me, like, okay, take me for example. If the person I'm with says some shit like this online or goes out and brags about, I don't give a fuck if you bragging about how good I am, because I know I'm good. But if you bragging about how good you are, how good I am, or if you know, screaming out to the top of the world how inadequate I am, I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you no more. I can't fuck with you no more, because that stuff is supposed to be secret and sacred. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be between you and me. Why? What's the point of telling the world? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all, right? And I just can't rock with that, man. You know, I just can't rock with that. You know, they have a book together, pretty much talking about the same shit. And like, just stop. When a person is compromised, they tend to do one of three things. They tend to A, lash out, B, pretty much clam up and say nothing because they know it's true, or they do C, which is pretty much what Envy did on The Breakfast Club. He openly admitted, he's like, hey man, I didn't know what I was doing. You kind of trying to ride the wave of the disrespect, because you know your home, like if your homeboys hit some shit like that, they're gonna grill you. They're gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? You not gonna survive that. Hey, listen, I'm drinking on some black tea out of my favorite. Look at this mug. Look at this Master Chief mug. This shit, look at this. I'm trying to get it to focus. This shit raw as hell. I'm trying to tell you. And this is the shit that really got me, right? This is the shit that really got me. The first time she brought it up in conversation is when she got upset with him, and she basically used something that she knew. Listen to me, bro. Women know what makes a man tick. Sometimes they act like they don't, but women know. Women fucking know, bro. Women know what men are passionate about. Some men. Women know what men are passionate about. Women know what makes us tick. You know, the longer they are with us, the more they learn the things that make us happy, sad, and all these things. And if you are with a woman that uses something that could definitely affect you in a negative way against you when she gets upset, she ain't fucking with you, real talk. I don't care what nobody say. She ain't fucking with you. Take me for example, right? I'm not the smallest man in the world. I'm pretty fucking fat as of right now. I be coming down on myself, boy, but I'm fat, right? So, or I'm out of shape. How about that? And it's like, if I'm with a girl, if I'm with a woman who is like, ooh, I like me a big sexy man. I like me a big chunky, what they call the shit? I like me a big chunky teddy bear ass man. I like shit like that. Yeah, come here, daddy. And shit like that, right? You like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shit is cool. But the minute she get upset with you, oh, you fat motherfucker, you stupid steak fat bitch. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to the teddy bear shit? What happened to the teddy bear shit? You know, now that you're upset, none of that shit matters. Because now that you're upset, the only thing that matters is that you're trying to make me, you're trying to affect me because I did something to make you upset. So now you want to go, it's like I went low, now you want to go to the core of the planet. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can't really rely on a person who does shit like that. Because they're really not fucking with you, like real talk. They eventually got married, and now he's being publicly embarrassed for sexual shortcomings, among other things. Fellas, listen, I'm gonna give you some free game, right? I'm gonna give you some free game. You're gonna hear me say this a lot in these podcast episodes when I talk about, the fuck was that? When I talk about relationships and shit. The number one thing you can do is work on yourself, right? When it comes to life and relationships, you work on yourself, right? I literally, a few days ago, openly admitted to one of the biggest problems that I've been facing damn near my entire life. To the world. I admitted that shit to the world. I said, fuck it. I don't want to be dealing with this no more. I got to get it off me. It's off me now. Boom. It's gone. Now I can move forward, right? That's me working on myself. Now I'm going to be putting in the work consistently every day to better myself in the realm of fitness. But see, fitness is just the beginning. You better yourself in the realm of your spirituality, your mental health, your emotional health, your financial health. You better yourself in such a way to where you strive to become the strongest and greatest version of yourself. Because when you get to that level, you reach a certain level in yourself to where you understand knowledge, true knowledge of self. You understand what you're worth, and then you know, throughout your journey, you build these great connections with other great, you know, people on their purpose as well. And things like this, you don't tend, you know, guys who go through the fire and flames and come out on top, they don't tend to go through shit like this because they understand, I don't gotta deal with that shit. I don't gotta deal with a woman that's saying shit on national TV, like, you know, talking about my past indiscretions. I don't have to fucking deal with a woman that gets mad at me and tries to use one of my shortcomings as a means of making me feel bad. I don't have to deal with that bullshit. I don't get it. Man, listen, you don't have to go through this. DJ Envy is choosing to go through this, bro. He chose to marry her. He chose to go through this. He chose to deal with that bullshit, right? And one thing that they said multiple times in the few clips that I saw, one thing that they both said was toxic relationship, toxic relationship, toxic relationship. Man, listen, I will never understand a lot of things apparently, but I will never understand what is the fetish with wanting a toxic relationship. Why do people think fighting amongst each other makes a relationship stronger? I used to believe that dumb shit. Man, look here, bruh. I grew up thinking, oh yeah, you know, arguments make the relationship stronger. Bullshit. Arguments lead to domestic violence. Okay? People, like, a lot of times, if you know a couple, you might be friends with them, you might have family members, hell, it might even be you. But if you are in a relationship or know somebody in a relationship and all they seem to do is fight each other, like arguing, please believe behind closed doors, they be beating the shit. Man, they be fucking Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis out this bitch. They be boxing the hell out of each other. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't cool. So you don't want to subject yourself to this type of fucking bullshit. You don't want to do that, right? Shit, women either. You don't want to subject yourself to a toxic relationship, a toxic situation, but you choose to be in it. If you say that's not what you want and you end up in it over and over again, you keep choosing to be in these relationships, and that goes for both sides. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Look at it. I'm gonna keep it a stacky lack with you. I'm gonna keep it a thou wow. For real. It's late as a bitch. It's like 11 o'clock. It's 10:53 to be exact. Got my AC on. It was 73 degrees before I started recording. I like, bro, how you expect me to record and it's fucking the surface of the sun in this bitch? Like, how you expect that from me? No, I'm not going through with that. So, you know, and so I had to turn that AC on, man. It's like 66 now. That's cool. It's real cool. I'm about to chop this video up and I ain't going to bed. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode. Hey, listen, work on yourself. Strive every day to become the greatest version of yourself. So you don't have to deal with this. This is gonna be my thumbnail. This gonna be my thumbnail right here. So you don't have to deal with this. Right? Yeah, that's watch. So with that being said, for the second time, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode. Everybody stay cool, stay groovy. You know, work on yourself, and above all else, handle that.
got the weight off the shoulders I lift. I got the fake off the team I don't miss. This ain't no this is business, and what I do is my business. So mind your own, I'm lighter than foam. I get the grass, I garden gnomes. Find two combs, sift through thoughts, and know how to think. Tonight I can sing, but I'm running the kitchen.